Hi guys, South Oz Hobby Hunter here. My name's Tim. I've decided to get out from behind the camera, or as I like to see it, the scope, and present to you my equipment and what I use when I go out on my shoots. So guys, let's start off with the rifle that got me started, I guess, in the hobby hunting shooting business. This is my S510 carbine from Arms. Beautifully made UK rifle. Love it. The only thing I didn't like about it was the adjustability. It does have a power control knob on it where you can adjust your velocity of the pellet. However, it doesn't have any significant or distinctive set points. Really, you have high and you have low. There is no in between. It still does the job and I still use it. I have a property that won't allow me to use lead pellets, so this rifle is set up to shoot the H&N Barracuda Green alloy pellets. So this rifle, chambered in 2.2, it's 10 shot magazine, nice little side lever cocking, and can be decocked, which is a great little feature. When you want to work on the rifle, when you want to do any repairs to it, you can actually cock and decock the rifle without actually firing a shot off. The Australian version, due to Australian laws, it does have a shrouded barrel. However, it isn't baffled. The UK versions, and I think even most international versions, the barrel is shrouded and also baffled, so it will reduce the muzzle rapport of this rifle. Or you can take the end cap off, as we do here, and fit a suppressor. Once again, Australian laws don't allow that, so we just have the end cap in there just to protect the thread. This rifle here, it's originally comes out as a non-regulated rifle. However, I have put in a Altros regulator internally of the air cylinder. And doing so, I've changed the fact that you now read the pneumometer from the front of the air tube. That gives you the air pressure of the tube. The original pneumometer underneath now gives you your regulated pressure. So, as I said, a beautifully made little rifle. I still use it. It shoots beautifully. It just doesn't have the adjustability that I require for the task that I do. So cheers. The Arms S510 carbine. Okay guys, my next rifle, and pretty much the rifle I use 90% of the time now on my shoots, is the FX Crown synthetic chambered in .22. Absolutely love this rifle. It is versatile, it's accurate, it's got a huge shot count, even using full power. Yeah, what else can you say about it? It's just a fantastic rifle. So we'll go down through a few of the breakdowns of it. It comes with a beautiful 18 shot magazine. So it holds a lot of ammo, which is great, and with the 480cc carbon fibre air tank filled to 250 bar, I get approximately 130 shots out of each fill. That being said, most of the time I won't use a complete fill. I'll actually go back, recharge the tank after about 100 shots. This gives me a chance to have a bit of a break, have a bit of a drink, have some food, reload the magazine and get back into it. As I said, the magazine's 18 shot. They're about $90 to buy a second one if you need a spare or want an extra magazine. A mate of mine on YouTube, Meathead Marksman, shout out to you mate, he suggests, or had on his video, a magazine that was supplied to him by a gentleman over in Croatia, and I've since ordered 2 of them to use as well, so I'm just waiting for them to come in the post. So in the meantime, it's a 500mm shrouded barrel However, as I said in the last one about the air arms, it's shrouded, it's not baffled. So it doesn't really change the rapport of the rifle. Once again, this rifle is threaded with a 1/2 inch UNF muzzle thread. So you can get a suppressor if your state, your country allows it to be. Here in Australia, sadly, not an option. Safety catch. I love this safety catch. It is just a standard swivel switch. So you just flick it on to safe, push down to fire. Very little noise in between changing from safe to fire and fire to safe, so you're not going to disturb the animal. Beautiful, smooth cocking action. And as with the S510, the firearm can be decocked if you want to work on it or you don't want to fire an air shot off. The big thing that I love about this rifle, if I can turn it around without dropping it, because that would be bad. Here you have 2 settings. One here is your caliber setting, so you can actually change the barrel on these, change the feed probe and the magazine. That magazine goes in there. You can change your barrel and change your caliber to 177, .22, 25 and 30 cal in various lengths, and also with different twist rates to suit the way you shoot and the velocities that you shoot at. So this power wheel here you can set on low power your .177, .22, which is what I have it set at, and then you can change it to the .25, .30 caliber for the higher powered rifles. That just allows a little bit more air from the cylinder into the regulator and into the hammer area, so giving you a little bit more power down the barrel as you need for the bigger calibers. The second adjusting knob at the rear here adjusts your hammer spring tension. So this, once you've set your caliber rating, this is what you use to actually adjust the velocity of the pellet. So the hammer strikes at a different spring tension, strikes your popper valve, releasing a different amount of air down the chamber, pushing your pellet down range. So the thing I love about that is you adjust this. Each step is actually quite significant. You can know when you've changed position by a certain a D10, and doing so, you know that if you go from power 3 setting, which is what I shoot on, up to maximum and back to power 3 setting, you know that the feet per second out the end of the muzzle is going to be the same as when you had it set at the power 3 level the first time. So great adjustability, huge air shot count, a beautifully shrouded barrel, even though it doesn't really work here in Australia, but the accuracy of this barrel is phenomenal. I just love it. It's a comfortable rifle. Yes, you can go for a higher end FX, the Impact, which is pretty much the next, well, it is the next model up from this. However, it comes in a more skeletonized stock. I love the look of this one. I love the feel of it. Even the thumb hole, I'm not really a thumb hole shooter, but trust me, after 1 or 2 days out with this thing, and it was just like, yeah, I'm quite happy to shoot thumb hole. You can go for the Dreamline, which is the next model down. That has a lot of options. You can go into the bullpup version, a standard rifle version, a light version, which is basically a skeletized stock, and you can interchange between all 3 of those different variants. You also have the FX Royale, which is what my shooting buddy Bob uses, and once again, that is a beautiful rifle. Just the next model down from this one. So yeah, FX guns, can't fault them. They are lovely guns to shoot, and it just shoulders nicely, it handles nicely, it's reasonably lightweight until you whack on an ATN 4K Pro. We'll get onto that very shortly. Just a couple of final points. I thought I'd better let you know what the velocities of my pellet or the rifle is set at. So I currently use the JBS Hades, JSB Hades, sorry, and they weigh 15.89 grains. Now, I currently shoot that out the rifle at around 235 meters per second or 770 feet per second. I find that this gives me the best groupings at multiple ranges. I shoot it out to 50 meters and I'm still getting pretty much a headshot on a rack at that distance. I have run the JSB Jumbo Heavies. They're 18.13 grains on the maximum power, and that is coming out the muzzle at around 270 meters per second or 885 feet per second. So there you go, just a few little few numbers to work off of. If you want to sit down and work out the joules that it's putting out, you can. Personally, it's taking down the rabbit, taking down the rat, taking down the cat. It's doing its job. So I really only use it to input that information into the ATN scope and to get the ballistic computer to work properly. So if you want to know any more information in regards to what velocities I'm running, then please throw us a message down in the bottom in the comments and I'll try and help you out. Cheers. Well guys, as most shooters would know, a rifle is only as good as its sighting system. So whether that be open sights or optics, it's up to what you use and to set the optics up correctly to get the most out of your rifle. That being said, I've gone for the ATN 4K Pro sight system to be mounted on most of my rifles or interchanged between the rifles. It's a great little scope. It's pricey, but the features that it offers are just far greater than I'll ever use. It has several features that I've got no intention to go to or use, but the features that I do use, they are absolutely fantastic. So why do I buy this one? Well, a couple of reasons. One, it's a daytime, nighttime scope, so I don't need to carry a day scope and I don't need to carry a night scope or fit an attachment onto my day scope to turn it into a night scope, which is what I previously did. Whilst it worked very well, it was nowhere near the same quality of video or quality of scope that this one provides. The other things that it provides is it records in 720, it records in 1080. Doesn't record in 4K like you would think by the name being a 4K Pro. It does have a 4K Pro sensor, but the recording feature is only in 1080. It can go lower, and you can also change the feet per second. The frames per second, depending on whether you want high quality video or lower quality video with the option to change to slow motion video. I have it set mid-range simply because I want to actually use a little bit of my video footage for slow motions. Alright, a few of the other features. It's a 3 by 14 times scope, so you can get the 5 by 20. I didn't choose that option simply because I don't shoot out to the ranges that I think that I would need a 20 times zoom. It has a one-shot zero function. A few other things. It has about 6 different reticle patterns that you can interchange from, and with those reticle patterns, each one of those has about 5 different colours that you can choose. Now I prefer my red reticle during daytime, and I'll change it to green just for night vision. Battery life, it's got an internal lithium polymer battery, and ATN claim it has about an 18-hour lifespan. What else have we got? Bluetooth. This scope will Bluetooth to your laser rangefinder. If you have a laser rangefinder, whether it be handheld or as with this one, mounted to the scope, it Bluetooths to that rangefinder and they can actually share information between the rangefinder and the internal computer. It also does Wi-Fi streaming. So if you want to sit there with your mate and he's sitting there with his phone or tablet, you can actually Wi-Fi what you're seeing down the scope to his tablet, so he can actually see what you're shooting, and he can laugh at you when you miss. What else have we got? Well, as I said, it's got an internal ballistic computer. What that does, it takes all the guesswork out of your shots. So if you're one of those people that's sort of like not really sure about hold over, hold under, how much do I have to adjust for elevation, all that sort of information, that takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of years of experience to actually master. Well, the internal ballistic computer pretty much takes all that guesswork out of the system. You need a rangefinder. Now this one here is the ABL 1000, so it's good out to 1,000 meters plus or minus 1 meter. You can get the ABL 1500, and as you would guess, it's good out to 1,500 meters. That Bluetooths to the computer, and all you need to do is, once they're Bluetooth together, you sight up your target, you press one button on your scope, the scope then tells the ballistic computer, or asks the ballistic rangefinder, what's my distance to the target? The reticle then changes on your scope to a different pattern. You place those crosshairs or that reticle on your target, and the information from your rangefinder is then fed back into your ballistic computer and inputted into it, and the computer then works out the distance, what hold over, what hold under you need to apply to it, and adjusts accordingly. The scope is also fitted with an internal barometer, so that allows the scope to sense what the local barometric pressure is, which affects your ballistics of your pellet. It also has an inclinometer, so it actually tells whether the rifle is on an incline or a decline. It also has a cant sensor on it, so it works out if your rifle is canted left or right. That will affect the trajectory of your pellet as well. So if you're shooting at a bird up on a wire or a silo, you don't have to know how much to hold over, hold under to allow for the incline of this rifle. The scope does that for you. So yes, it's cheating, but we're out there to do a job quickly and efficiently. Having a ballistic computer that does all the calculations for you, all you have to worry about is pulling the pellet or the crosshairs on your target and pulling the trigger, makes our job so much easier. So yeah, beautiful scope, worth a lot of money, worth every cent. Well guys, I hope you've enjoyed part 1 of my walkthrough of my equipment. Well, with the main part of my equipment down, the 2 rifles and my ATN scope and ABL ballistic rangefinder, the next parts will cover the other pieces of equipment that I use whilst out on the range. Hope you stay tuned, and I'll get it up as soon as possible. Once again, thanks for watching. If you like my videos, please like and subscribe. For notifications of new videos, click on the bell. And as always, please stay safe and keep to social distancing.